He's gone. He's finally gone. Hello, everyone. Callum Football Vlogs here, and today we are here to discuss who I think should be the new Rangers manager and the top three favourites for the new manager role. Russell Martin has finally been sacked. I finally got a haircut for those who followed that series over on TikTok. Callum Football Vlogs on all platforms. Make sure you go follow. But I'm not going to yap too much. Let's get straight into it. Now, the first candidate I'll say is Danny Roll. I'm not too sure about who this guy is. Overall, in his managerial career, he's got a 38.2 win probability. Well, win percentage, sorry. He's had, he's only managed one club in his whole career, that's Sheffield Wednesday. He spent 2 years at that club. He managed 89 games, 36 losses, and 34 wins. I know it's a small margin, but more losses than wins. It sounds similar, or maybe even worse, to someone that we just sacked. But he was sacked by Sheffield Wednesday this year, and he is only 36 years of age, so he's an unexperienced young manager, and I don't think he should be in charge of our football club. Now, Danny Rall has played for a few German teams, but it was quite a while ago. It wasn't any big major teams. There wasn't any Leverkusen, no Bayern, no Dortmund, no Salzburg, nothing like that. But let's move on to our second candidate. And our second candidate of the video is Kevin Muscat, the former Rangers player. His overall win percentage is 52.56, which is boosted a lot from both Russell Martin and Danny Rall. He has obviously played for the club before. He knows the club, he knows the background, he knows the history, hopefully knows the league. He's one-time champion of China with Shanghai Port and two-time Aussie champion with Melbourne Victory. That's the two teams he's managed. Actually, three. Melbourne Victory, Shanghai Port, and Yokohama, who played recently. I think it was 2 years ago in a friendly against Man City. But Kevin Muscat, is he good enough for the club? I'm not too sure, but apparently, from what I've heard, he's similar to Ange Postecoglou. His win percentage is decent in Australia. So, would I take Kevin Muscat over the last candidate, which I'm sure you all know who it's going to be? I don't think so. And the final candidate, the best for last, Steven Gerrard, the former manager of Rangers, who brought us a league title, folks. A league title. He managed Rangers for 3 years, 2018 to 2021. He managed 150 games for the club, 98 wins, 32 draws, and 20 losses. Now that just tells you everything about how good Steven Gerrard was at Rangers. He obviously brought us a league title. Some of the players he brought in as well, your Calvin Bassies and people like that. Um, his Rangers win percentage was 63.77, which is the best that we've got on the old list. But it drops a lot when he went to Aston Villa. It was a 32.5 win percentage. But the Premier League is obviously a whole different game from the Scottish Premiership. Um, Goals for under his Rangers, it was 321 goals for and 99 goals against, and that just tells you everything about how good Steven Gerrard is. He is putting wee hints on his old Instagram story. He was in Italy recently and he said, "Hello, hello, here we go." Now, I'm reading in between the lines there, obviously the hello, hello. And he put on his Instagram today about Jermaine Defoe saying happy birthday, which he usually doesn't. He said happy birthday, Jermaine Defoe, who has been rumoured to be part of Steven Gerrard's coaching team. It's meant to be Steven Gerrard, Stephen Davis, and Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe said in an interview recently if he got the call from Rangers, he'd be on the plane or train as soon as possible, and that's how much he loves the club, he said on an interview. So, out of the three candidates, Steven Gerrard, Kevin Muscat, and Danny Rowe, it's got to be Steven Gerrard for me. The stats don't lie. The stats show how good Steven Gerrard was at Rangers. But all it's left to do from now is to wait and see who Rangers appoint. There's a 2 week international break, I believe. So that gives Rangers plenty of time to get a manager in as soon as possible. Just some wee bonus ones as well. Derek McInnes said he wouldn't apply for Rangers, but if they did call Derek McInnes, he would 100% take the opportunity. Sean Dyche, his name was in the pot. Obviously, there was a thing on Instagram today from Only RFC saying Sean Dyche is apparently not going to be considered as Rangers manager. Stephen Robinson as well, which I think would be a great shout. Obviously, he's doing really well at St Mirren now. St Mirren are flying. St Mirren have been so good. I think Stephen Robinson would be decent, but for me, it's got to be the one and only Steven Gerrard. Now, put down in the comments who you think the new manager should be. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow the TikTok. You can see the not cut my hair until Russell Martin gets sacked videos. Subscribe here as well. We'll have lots of football content coming up as well. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all the lot, and make sure you go on Spotify as well and follow LMC Vlogs new podcast, LMC Extra Time. I was on the first video. Thank you, Leon, for having me on. And that's about it from me. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye.